Alright, controversial title, but please wait before you say anything in the comments. It's objectively true that steroid usage does not affect your status as the GOAT, as a fighter. And to put it all into just one sentence, everybody is on steroids. Even your favorite high-level fighter who's never popped in his life is still most likely 99.99% on steroids. And it's true because at all levels of the sport, people are on steroids. At the regional level, at the secondary MMA league level like Bellator, as well as lower level UFC fighters. And of course, the highest level UFC fighters are also on steroids. And of course they are, because these high-level UFC fighters are fighting for a lot of money. So they need every single advantage they can get. Now, I'm not condoning steroid usage. I think steroid usage, particularly in MMA, is really, really bad. Because this isn't a game. This isn't like a thing you play. You don't play MMA. This is a fight where people could get seriously injured. Life-changing injuries. Life-ending injuries, potentially. I mean, if it's bad enough. So because of that, if you have an enhanced athlete fighting a natural athlete, things could go really, really bad for that natural athlete. So I do support, and I do think the UFC should be completely clean, and there should be zero steroid usage. But that's just not the reality of the world, and the drug tests just aren't sophisticated enough to pick up every single compound that's being created, because there's new stuff every day being created for athletes that isn't even tested yet. And it's not like that's the only way to bypass a drug test. Another thing you can do, GSP was explaining this on the Joe Rogan podcast, you can get a flight to Thailand and be like, I'm gonna be gone for a while, so they can't even test you. Or if you're taking a compound that cycles out of your body super quick, while you're on that flight, while you get to Thailand, even if they send some drug testing agents to go find you, it will be out of your system by then, for sure. I mean, you know everyone's on steroids. When Ben Rothwell popped for steroids, he had a 2-year suspension for anabolic steroids. He's built like a bag of milk. He's also like not the highest level UFC fighter, not the pinnacle of a UFC fighter. But even then, he still was on steroids. So, I mean, everyone is on steroids, you know? Even the ones that haven't popped yet, they're on steroids. And there's a lot of sus signs for a lot of these fighters, like Israel Adesanya. There's a lot of weird things going on with him, as well as Kamaru Usman. There's a lot of weird things going on with him as well. A lot of these fighters who are showing signs that they might be on a steroid or some sort of substance, but there's no concrete evidence, there's no test proving it, but they're showing a lot of these signs. So as MMA fans, what's the play here? Do we just eliminate every fighter from the GOAT conversation? No, we can't do that. Do we just accept all of the results from steroid testing and just say, well, I mean, if they don't test positive, then I guess they're natural? Even in the face of all these strategies that fighters do, so they can bypass the steroid tests. Well, I mean, I think it's pretty clear. Steroid usage doesn't disqualify you from being the GOAT, because they're all on steroids. So in my mind, John Jones, Anderson Silva, they popped for steroids. They didn't go down a single notch in my book. They're still as good as they ever were. And even like John Jones' biggest opponent, Daniel Cormier, when he was tested at UFC 182, his testosterone levels were 7,000 nanograms per deciliter. And if you know anything about testosterone levels, that is like 7 times higher than the upper limit of natural. And also, in case you think all these fighters wouldn't go through all of this hassle just to do steroids, think about weight cutting. These people literally almost see the gates of heaven after every single weight cut. People like Makhachev and Khabib they literally almost just completely passed away doing these weight cuts. And they did that all just for a weight advantage. So you don't think they're gonna find ways to do steroids so they can have even more of an advantage? I mean, come on, guys. But if you disagree with me, if you trust these steroid tests 100% and completely, you know, just let me know in the comments below. I mean, you're wrong. You're just wrong, honestly. So if you disagree with me, you're just wrong. But if you agree with me, if you're, you know, a normal human being, please like, comment, subscribe to the LSFC YouTube channel. Thank you so much for watching. Goodbye and have a great rest of your day.